What's up, everybody? Protocol's in. I'm finally getting another fucking video out. It has been a long time, and I'm here with a friend of mine, Apocalypse.
So,
and we're gonna do a review on Dragon Ball Z. Because why not? So what part about DBZ do you want to talk about first?
well, you want to cover the cons or pros?
The prawns and co's?
You heard me.
Can't fucking English. Let's cover the cons first, because I feel like there's a shorter list of cons.
A shorter list, okay. Alright, well, my first con is that it's really, really long. It's probably the longest series I've ever watched.
Other than Bleach.
Other than Bleach, it is extremely long, and this means it also gets pretty tedious. Because a lot of the fight scenes look similar, and a lot of the, new character development doesn't really happen as much toward the end. And even more weird is that you would expect Dragon Ball Z, considering it's based around people with transformations, to have more, but the transformations are pretty limited, which, I was not.
Are you sure you haven't played this before?
I'm very sure. I'm button mashing a lot and praying a lot, and I'm not losing, but I'm not winning, and that was an accident. No, I lost. Oh well.
That was just your first character.
I got hit.
Anyway,
Yep.
you were talking about transformations and how you wanted there to be more of them.
For example, Goku, who is the main character, is known for his transformations. This is great and all.
Well, what's your favorite transformation?
Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan 4, no doubt. The red fur, the black eyeliner, everything about it just screams power.
And how cold he gets as well.
For real, like, Goku is usually a very caring, very help that person. He doesn't really care about a lot, and even as a fighter, he's very honorable and things like that. But in Super Saiyan 4, he gets very cold.
It's
very
all out the fucking window.
Exactly, it's just death to all who enter. It's also the weird transformation. It's also his weird transformation, considering it started as the Exarter transformation, which is just a giant ape. And unlike all the other transformations, which are triggered by rage, typically,
this one was triggered by control.
Yeah, control and sadness more kind of played in.
Anyway, we were talking about cons.
This is the cons. The limited transformations, the non-stop repetition. The fact that the story kind of takes a backseat to some of the fighting is sometimes a problem, but not all the time.
Well, they really did fix that in Kai, though.
In Kai, it kind of got resolved, but now it's starting to become a problem again. Like in Xenoverse, the Tournament of Power took the stage, and that story was like so buried in the fighting that you really didn't realize why everyone was fighting or even remember what was going on, because it was so centered around the action, which is not usually a problem for me, except that when certain things happened, you didn't know why.
See, what I would really like to have seen in that is more of the they didn't really focus a lot on the reason why they were fighting.
No, they didn't. They mentioned it twice.
Because, I mean, albeit, you know why they were fighting. You know why they were fighting.
No, you follow the series.
Well, yeah, if you follow the series, but either way, you know why they were fighting.
I'm just saying, if you were to start Dragon Ball Z out of the blue and start with Xenoverse and start this big tournament with all the very known characters, for some reason going out with no names like Hit and Jiren, you would have no idea why. You
really wouldn't. Yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about a lot of animes. If you just kind of jump in at a random time, you don't really get the story. You don't really know what's going on.
Not always, but some animes.
I mean, like in Dragon Ball Z Kai, as I told you, my first taste was the Frieza fight whenever Goku went Super Saiyan,
which was awesome.
It was. That's another con I want to address, but I'll address that shortly. Anyway, the fact that the fact that I jumped in during the Frieza saga, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know who was who. All I knew is that there was a guy in some messed up clothing fighting a small white dude with purple things on his head.
Coincidentally, I'm fighting him now. Obviously, he's a bad guy, even from the get-go, so
oh, yeah.
That wasn't too much of an issue, but...
Well, there I agree with you. And I would agree with you entirely, would Piccolo not look like Piccolo.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that, like, certain characters, like Jiren, I mentioned Jiren earlier, like Jiren, who, if you were so watching the series, you wouldn't really know if he's a bad guy or a good guy because...
Honestly, I was torn with Jiren because while he talks about being a, you know, guardian of hope,
a hero and everything like that, he's trying to trash Goku, and he's calling him the villain, and he's causing him so much trouble, and really inside him what he's doing with Goku himself. It's to start with the fact that Goku started from it, which, I mean, really wasn't his fault, but Goku's kind of an idiot. And
in DBZ Abridged, they actually make the point that Jiren made with Goku being the reason why everything is the way it is, because in DBZ Abridged, Goku says, Team 4-Star, by the way, you should go check them out if you don't already know.
Yeah,
it is hilarious.
They actually do. I personally think they do better on the series than the actual series itself, just because
of the sheer comedy
and the humor that helps easily validate their points. Like, okay, like with Goku being the cause of all the major fights, or
Goku even admits it.
Exactly.
He says, I was the reason why the Saiyans came to Earth. I was the reason why Cell did what he did. I was the reason why Frieza did what he did.
Yeah.
Well, I was the reason why Frieza killed Krillin anyway.
Very valid points. And another thing is,
that's also a problem that I have with the show. You know, with Goku being the main character and all, you know, you would understand that. Of course, some of the fights will be his problem. It'll be his fault. But all of them were his fault.
Yeah.
That was a problem that I had. I mean, the androids were made to kill Goku, just because they wanted him dead. Alright, whatever. Dr. Giro's a dick. Everyone already knew that. But Frieza, all he was trying to do was do the right thing. He didn't have enough power, and instead of him flying up and decking Frieza and stopping him from blowing Krillin up, he just stood there and screamed at him.
Yep.
Even in Kai. Which raises another thing that kind of... I almost stopped watching it. Whenever the Android Saga came about and Goku had the heart disease that was killing him, I was about 5 seconds away from cutting it off.
Why? You can't kill the character?
Well, no.
I killed Goku times.
Alright. You can't kill Goku like that.
I disagree. I think everything that should be the thing that kills him is something that's normal, because at this point...
Well, no, it was what was killing him. If it was something like cancer or whatever, or,
damn.
You know, like the common cold, that kind of stuff, just the kind of stuff that you don't really realize that you have until it's really bad. Now, on the aspect of cancer, the only reason why I'm saying that is because my Grammy, she passed away not too long ago from cancer, and she didn't really know she had cancer. She just knew there was something wrong and the doctors were not doing their job right. Anyway, that's besides the point. I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole different...
Alright, now let's talk about the pros, because I feel like we've dealt on the bad stuff long enough.
Yeah. Also, hang on. Here's one thing that I really have a problem with. Krillin, right?
Krillin gets so much hate. And
no. That's not the problem.
Oh.
Krillin gets hate. Whatever. This is my problem. You see this move right here?
Are you missing it? Yeah.
Alright. No. You know my point. How that move can literally cut through anything and everything. It would have solved so many fights.
And they never use it. Never,
they don't. They used it once.
Well, that's due to Akira Toriyama, who constantly, the creator of DragonBall Z constantly forgets his own writing. He doesn't remember the Super Saiyan transformations very well.
Yes, he actually did forget that Super Saiyan 3 was a thing.
Yeah,
he forgot it was Super Saiyan. He thought it was Super Saiyan 2 the whole time.
An entire arc around that form, and he just kind of forgot it existed.
Yep. I mean, as a matter of fact, in Japan, the anime got ahead of the manga because Akira Toriyama forgot what he was doing.
He forgot he paid DragonBall Z.
He did.
At a con, he outright said, "Oh, this is my work," and then that's when he remembered that DragonBall Z was his creation. Yeah, kind of disappointing, actually. One of the greatest anime creators in the world just kind of forgot what he was doing.
Yeah.
Okay, enough of the pros. I think you can start the list off because that's your thing.
Alright, now, one good thing I really enjoy about the anime that they fixed in Kai are the fight scenes. Whenever shit really got down, like during the Battle of the Gods movie, whenever shit really hit the fan during the Beerus fight.
Like now?
Except this would never happen.
No, this would never happen. You also would get destroyed in seconds.
Anyway. Damien's really kicking the shit out of Yamcha. Yet again, that's another Team 4-star Dragon Ball Z abridged quote going. I really suggest you go and watch it. It's good.
Let's not have a time.
Yeah, let's not have it. Anyway, whenever shit really got down, like in the Battle of the Gods movie, Goku and Beerus were going just ham. They were really going at it with each other. And Goku lost the God transformation. And I thought he was going to get torn to shreds. Well, worse than he already was. But, they go to fight, and after Goku loses the God transformation, Beerus has him all encased in a bunch of, he has him encased in a bunch of stone, and Sean Schemmel, he does a really good job at Goku. A lot of people would disagree. I don't care. But, I will not let you destroy my... Whoa! And then the music kicks back on. He's Super Saiyan, flying through everything, and just decks Beerus in the face. No one would do that!
Alright, to me, the biggest pro of DBZ, and this is where a lot of people don't agree with me, but this is just my opinion. To me, the best part about DBZ is the music. I don't care how good the fights are, how good the story gets.
It has good music.
The music is always on key, the music is always matches the scene, the music always gets you hyped. No matter how bad or how real things have gotten, that music is the key. Like
during the Saiyan saga, whenever they were all getting their asses handed to them by Nappa, and then Goku shows up, and it's
and a lot of times, if you watch,
it's just really slow, monotonous music for a time, and then he goes Kaioken, and it kicks up.
And then a lot of times, if you watch, the fights will start to match the beat, even, and that's really cool.
Genocide Blaster.
But another thing is always like the villains. They do a really good job in DBZ of keeping the villains kind of interesting instead of giving you the same backstory or the same same crap over and over. It is a different type of villain each time. Like Majin Buu, for example, he was honestly not that great of a villain to me because he didn't realize what he was doing was evil, so that kind of made me didn't hate him. Also, he kind of cured a blind kid, so it's kind of hard to hold that against him. But
well, I mean, even as it was stated, Majin Buu was more or less a big kid.
Yeah, he was the difference between good and evil when you created to destroy things. Kind of hard to differentiate. But,
well, he knew what he was doing in the beginning.
Yeah, but compare him to Frieza, who is legitimately the most evil being in the universe at the time of his arrival, who was not only willing to destroy a planet, but just because he wasn't getting his way, wanted to wipe out an entire race. So, there's that. Then you have villains like Jiren, who were pretty much heroes in their own right, just with a very different point of view than, say Goku or Gohan or any of the other main characters that we're used to seeing. And then the third kind of villains are like Broly, the Berserkers, just straight up rage and fury and no reason to do anything other than destroy everything. And they don't really do that too well, simply because Goku won't let them, but it's still a fun fight to watch.
Yeah, it is. It really is. See, that I would definitely 100% give you. That right there. The Berserkers and the... Now, there is one villain that I've always hated. Dr. Gero.
I don't know, I think Dr. Gero was just in over his head from the get-go and never even got close to catching the ball.
Alright, no, this is why I hated him.
Why?
Dr. Gero is supposed to be the scientist that, he keeps logs, he keeps track of everything. He's got all these logs on Goku, but he doesn't think to follow up. So now Goku's got the Super Saiyan transformation, the the Kaioken, the extra Kamehamehas, you know, the super Kamehamehas, instant transmission, Spirit Bomb. He never followed up. So whenever Android 19 was fighting him, or wait, was it 19?
Was that 19?
The white one.
The white one.
Yeah, that was 19. Because Jiro was 20.
Yeah, you're right.
It was 1920. But anyway, like I was saying, he never followed up. He starts talking about how, you know, awesome. Bulma praises his work also, and she's a sex symbol in Dragon Ball Z. That's plain to see.
I mean, yes, but
she's the smartest motherfucker there.
And she does a lot of good work. I mean, like, for example, she's the reason that the androids kind of blow up the whole world and all the main characters. So
you know, the Hippocratic Oath and all that.
Yeah, you know, all that.
But anyway, you know, she even praises Jiro's work, talking about how good he is at what he did, his cybernetics research, his cybernetic enhancements, and then he doesn't follow up. He got to, I could be wrong, but I believe Jiro stopped following up on Goku after he fought Piccolo in the tournament, and that was years and years later. Because at this point, Piccolo's fused with Nail, Goku has a son, he's married, and all that other good shit. But and Jiro just never follows up. He doesn't know about Super Saiyan whenever it goes down. Whenever Goku transforms, he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand why Goku's so strong,
or why Gohan can fight, or why Vegeta,
or who Vegeta even is.
Exactly, he doesn't even know Vegeta.
Because I mean, of course, 19 ran the scan, and he was like, "I now have your battle strategy," and then he went Super Saiyan. Because Jiro never did a follow-up and never put anything having to do with Super Saiyan in there, how was he to know? Now, albeit, I understand, Goku was a Super Saiyan on Namek.
Yeah, but that kind of left the planet for a while, so that wasn't fair.
Now that I understand. But with this new arrival of a Z fighter, such as Vegeta, he ran no data. He did nothing. But he didn't know about Kaioken. Let me put that out there. He didn't know about Kaioken. He did Kaioken on Earth whenever he was fighting Nappa. Still, Jiro never followed up. So just a dance. He never followed up. That's one of the things that really irritated me. That's why I hate Jiro. He was caught so fucking off guard. 16 and 17 just kind of...
Another pro to Dragon Ball Z, probably the second strongest pro in my opinion, is the moves. The moves always get more interesting, but the classics like the Kamehameha, they keep coming back. Like, instead of forgetting all the old stuff and only keeping new stuff coming in, they found the perfect balance of old and new. So you always see new moves get incorporated in, new things to keep you interested, but you always see your old favorites. Like Kamehameha, which is the most iconic move in Dragon Ball Z. It has 4 variations, and it just keeps coming back, which, you know, of course, is fan favorites, that's why. But then you also have the Kenzan, which gets modified, so there's new forms of that.
But it never came back.
It did come back. Like, okay,
well, in the Frieza fight.
Yeah, it came back, but after that, it came back as Destructor Disc, not the Kenzan. And Krillin wasn't really using it anymore, which was kind of depressing, because that was pretty much his golden ticket. That was pretty much the only real thing he ever had. I'm not saying Krillin's weak, it's just...
He is the strongest man.
Yeah, the strongest human. Well, compared to most of the other characters, he just doesn't measure up. And it's really depressing, because he tries so hard.
He does. Now, I'm going to have to kind of disagree with you there.
Alright.
On the second strongest thing. To me, what makes a good show is the story. And albeit in Dragon Ball Z, the story was everywhere. No, you couldn't really follow the story because there was so much filler. But in Z Kai, they really came back hard with the story. And if there's not a good story, I mean, yes, the moves may keep you interested for a time. For a time, they'll keep you interested. And, you know, that's that's just the thing. That's just the thing about all shows, because with Bleach, the moves were keeping me really interested, but it was just so slow.
In the beginning, yeah.
Things didn't pick up till Kisuke showed up, and that was like
Episode 25.
Yeah, that was episodes in, and in DBZ, things really kicked off after Vegeta, and that was considerably less episodes.
Well, even before Vegeta, there was definitely some moments that was very interesting.
Well, yeah, but I akin that to Bleach as well, because it was pretty much just fluff and filler for a time. That's pretty much all it was. And then in Z-Kai, after Vegeta showed up, you know, Final Flash, things really picked up, and the story got more interesting.
I don't know about that.
There wasn't so much. There wasn't a lot of filler. Some of the.
I don't know, because DBZ's story doesn't really ever, like, it's never the forefront. It kind of gets tucked away to the fighting scenes and the situations, the new power blast.
But without the story going along the way it did, they would have never been a thing. Like Goku's Super Saiyan, to the people that watch Dragon Ball Z, Super Saiyan was cool. Like this.
Yes.
Super Saiyan was really cool to the people that watch Dragon Ball Z. And I agree, Super Saiyan was cool. But Z-Kai, the way they used the story to bring it out, they kind of changed up some of the wording. They got to it a little bit more speedier. Things were a little bit more intense.
Yeah.
That was all aspects of a story. And it all came together to really make Super Saiyan shine. That is one aspect of Dragon Ball Z that I would have to say is the second strongest.
Like you said, that's not till Kai.
Yeah, that's not till Kai.
And even then, after Kai, again, it gets to where like the story kind of takes a backseat, training montages, new forms, new powers. And
well, getting the beginning of Dragon Ball Super yet again to Bleach, there was just so much training with Whis. You didn't really get to see much of anything.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like I said, the fight scenes are one of the best aspects. But I think we all like to see a little more storylines in Dragon Ball Z, something a little more fast-paced. But
well, I mean, GT kind of helps you out there.
Oh yeah, GT was the best DBZ series, in our opinion, and that's because it had literally everything balanced. There was not a single flaw to GT that was so big it just kind of like dwarfed the rest of it. The story was good, the character translations were constant,
and you will agree with me that that story was amazing.
Yes, that story was so prominent, man. Like, okay, instead of like the rest of DBZ being, you know, here's a fight scene, you get a little bit of story, a little bit of new moves, here's a fight scene, In GT they had the perfect combination of everything. It was so balanced and so well thought out. I was honestly disappointed to find out it wasn't canon for a while, but now it is, so I'm not disappointed anymore.
Well, if Dragon Ball Heroes is canon. That we don't know yet.
I heard Dragon Ball Heroes was canon, so I don't think we have to worry about that. Akira Toriyama himself said it was canon, so I think we're good.
You're right. I remember that.
So, yeah, we should be doing that. So I'm not worried. And I'm really happy to know that GT is now canon. And Super Saiyan 4 versus Super Saiyan Blue, that was so good.
Controversy.
That was so good. That made up for a lot of the shortfalls for the series.
In my opinion, Super Saiyan 4 can't take Super Saiyan Blue. Mastered Super Saiyan 4 can take Super Saiyan Blue.
And that's what we see. We see the new mastered form because there's a few changes to it when he first appears. Like, instead of being...
that trench coat.
Yeah, the trench coat is the first real thing you get to see. As we know in anime, trench coat means badassery.
Alucard.
So, yeah. So, another thing about Mastered Super Saiyan 4, where's a hog, was that instead of being the kind of, mostly slim version, he's a little bit more bulked out. Kind of like Super Saiyan 3, but to a lesser scale, so it's not so overwhelmed that it takes away from the character, but it's definitely a lot more intimidating.
And here's an interesting tidbit. Super Saiyan 4 is just Master Ozaru.
Exactly, it's just Ozaru mixed with the Super Saiyan transformation. That's all he does, master it perfectly so that he could use a whole new power, which means later on we may see a stack of Super Saiyan 4 and another Super Saiyan transformation. Which would be an exciting thing, because that would mean that he is now well beyond Super Saiyan Blue, because when Goku first shows up in Super Saiyan 4 and takes himself on, which is a whole other thing.
He was in Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah, and they fight, and they're about evenly matched. They're doing really well against each other. Neither of them is taking the gauntlet, outright. So that leaves many more possibilities for Super Saiyan 4 to step over Super Saiyan Blue. But But I think we may get to even see a Super Saiyan Blue for a Super Saiyan Blue stack, which to me will be the most amazing thing that DBZ's ever done. It will be the two most powerful, two most popular transformations in one, and I can't wait to even see how they do that, because if they do, it's going to wreck anything and everything they've had before. Now,
here's an interesting tidbit. As you know, I follow a lot of Dragon Ball Z online. It's in a lot of my Google feed. There's I can't remember if it's confirmed, but Gogeta gets Ultra Instinct in the new Broly movie, because Goku's using it and it's not enough from what I've read. And right now I think it's just a bunch of, hearsay, fan theory.
If that happens, that will be scary, because Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, is just already
He
so
was
powerful.
a powerhouse. He absolutely and utterly...
Like Super Saiyan, okay, like Super Saiyan 4...
like if you remember the fight with Omega Shinron punched him. And he looks down and he goes, "My turn."
Yeah,
and you don't see him move, but Omega Shinron's flying.
Not only that, when he powered up, his aura was strong enough to knock Omega Shinron back, and that in itself is just a feat.
And if you want to get technical, he was way stronger than Broly.
Oh yeah, way stronger.
Because even our Shinron said that he can't touch that.
He can't go toe-to-toe with someone like that, and
Now that's one thing we've never seen in Dragon Ball Z is how Omega came about. He came about from another villain. Because if you remember, Baby used the Black Star balls.
Yeah.
And that's what brought Omega about. And he decided that he was going to
I finally won that.
Yeah. That's what, 11-1?
Yeah.
And he decides he's going to use them, and the Black Star Balls gathered a lot of evil energy and almost destroyed the planet. All that evil energy then in turn corrupted some of our Dragon Ball, and they made a selfish wish for Bulma's pantaloons.
Roshi. Master Roshi. Just...
Pervert.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's what you call him next. How big a freaking pervert Master Roshi is.
Anyway, and then he comes about. That's something that, I mean, of course, a lot of times you do see that in animes, but that's not really a thing you see in Dragon Ball Z.
No, you don't usually.
It's an accidental
villain.
Yeah.
Normally, someone starts as a villain, or is always a villain. Omega Shinron was a villain created by good intentions.
Like Nova Shinron and Ice Shinron?
Yeah, Nova was my favorite because even though he was a dark dragon, even though he's one of the villains, he still had honor. He was so honorable. He wouldn't fight Goku because Goku was already down.
Yeah.
And his brother Ice was like, "No, it's not how we roll. We're evil. You gotta do this." He's like, "No, there's still lines." And that unfortunately led to his death. But yeah.
Which Goku then got revenge for.
Oh yeah, Goku avenged Shinobi, because even though they were enemies, they had kind of like a mutual understanding. They fought similar.
I absolutely love Dragon Ball Z, simply because it was one of the first animes I ever watched. I mean, I watched Ryo no Kenshin. That was my very first anime. Good anime. But I remember waking up in the morning and I missed Sonic X. I was like 8 years old and I missed Sonic X. I was so sad. I was watching it in the morning on KHU TV Saturday morning, and I had missed the newest episode of Sonic X. I was so depressed. And then Dragon Ball Z was coming on after Yu-Gi-Oh, so I decided to give it a shot, and I am glad I did to this day, because it sparked something for me.
And there's one last major part of the cover before we end up finishing this video, which probably may sound a bit long. The last pro and the biggest pro, other than the main two things we've already mentioned. Oh, the art. The art is amazing.
Alright, stop. Take a look at this. Do you see that electricity? I understand this is video game art. You can do a lot more stuff with it. But even in DBZ, they have that. Goku Black over there. Look at that. Look at the detail on that hair, the shading, the clothing, and this. The way the ki just gathers. This, the charge up, the fighting, how smooth things are. It's just, oh.
It is some of the best artwork ever done, and top it all off, and this is what makes the DBZ art style so amazing, is they never forget a detail. Like, if you watch some animes,
I mean, they forget transformations, but they never forget a detail.
Not in their artwork, and that's so amazing. Like, you watch certain animes, like, I can name a couple already, but I would say Naruto, Bleach, etc. You can find, like, mistakes in the drawings, or certain things they just kind of, like, glitch over.
And not only that, but some of the facial features made, it's just like one of those 1-2 punch drawings. It's just kind of there, and then it's done.
Well,
and DBZ,
it's
detailed so ridiculously.
You just really
like the sweat drop. They don't just do that bubble face weird looking crap and just a big ass sweat drop. No, the character stumbles back. It's their actual face with a
sheen, and you can see certain things have the sweat drops. And
the falling of the clothing that just happened with Krillin.
Yeah, they're very careful with that part. It's one of the best details.
The way transformations happen, like whenever Goku was first going Super Saiyan, the lightning striking all around him, the way the clouds rolled in, it darkened, all the different shading was happening. You could tell Frieza was getting worried. Goku's eyes started to flash colors. The hair slowly stood up and fell back down and was changing from black to gold, and then it finally all shot up. His eyes just blinked white. Big ass column of energy, lightning strikes all around, and just all in all, just glorious artwork. Like in Battle of the Gods, whenever Beerus hits him with his Sphere of Destruction and he absorbs it, going Super Saiyan God. That was one of my favorite scenes that they drew. Just because of how the ki gathered around, all the different spirits or the Z souls of the people, which is their fighting soul, coming up around Goku like, oh no, Goku! And then he's inside of it, and you can just see the energy clashing around and exploding, and he just stands up and his hair changes back, and there's an explosion, the big ass ki blast just dissipates, and then it comes back, and like the transformation right there, how the energy's just swirling, the hair's going. These transformations, like, they put so much detail into it, and it's whenever I was able to actually appreciate details in art, I would actually pause it in some moments in Dragon Ball Z just to watch, just to look at the art, and they didn't mess up a lot, which is, I just love Dragon Ball Z as a whole.
Yeah. Alright, that's all we have to say. This is long enough.
All in all, I would give this anime not a 10 out of 10, because there are some things that I don't agree with, some things that I do agree with. But I would give this anime, if not a solid 9, an 8.5.
I'd give it an 8. I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
An 8 out of 10?
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10?
But solid 8 out of 10. Like, it's almost 9. It's getting there. But, you know, just need some little work. And carrying some predictions.
So since I said if not solid 9, we'll stipulate 8.5.
8.5 out of 10. Yeah.
Great anime. I absolutely love it. Anyway, I've been Protocol Zen, and this has been one of my good friends, Apocalypse. This was an anime review. Let me know down in the comments if you like it or what's going on. And I plan on doing more of these in the future, just because. Why not? I watch a lot of anime. This is a fight that would just...
Especially now, considering he let him blow up. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Anyway. Alright, thanks guys.
Yeah, thanks for watching. I'm Protocol Zen. This is Apocalypse. And as always...